This is an overview of literature for week 5, focusing on Confucius and Augustine. China was known for being the oldest surviving civilization with military elites and sage rulers. Chinese script originated 3,200 years ago during the Shang Dynasty, originally written on animal bones and tortoise shells as oracle bone inscriptions with divinatory purpose to advise Shang kings on political decisions and to restore harmony between the human and spirit worlds. Master's literature flourished from the time of Confucius through the Han Dynasty and reveals the broad opinions on questions of social order, war, human fulfillment, use of history, and use of words. Masters and their followers were divided into schools of thought. Confucius and the Great Preface understand poetry both as a beautiful thing that pleases humans and as an instructive, serious source of knowledge and understanding. The mind, Confucius indicates, is broadened through the reading and study of poetry, both intellectually in stimulation and socially in communion. Analects are collections of sayings, in Confucius's case compiled by his disciples rather than written down by Confucius. Key themes in the Analects include wisdom and goodness, idealism, death, and ethics. Europe, as a multinational concept, almost never appeared during the Middle Ages. People identified themselves by their nation, primary language, and above all, their religion. The story of pre-modern history and literature is a story of connections, interaction, and mutual influence. In the Roman-ruled province of Judea, which is modern Israel, suppression by civil authorities of a loosely organized rebellion culminated in the destruction of Jerusalem and a scattering of the Jewish community. Exiles from the region eventually became part of a collection of new religious orientations that would become codified as Christian doctrine. Jewish followers of James and John who had embraced the gospel and those mixed Jewish and Gentile communities that adopted Paul's brand of Christianity were exiled after the Roman suppression. However, a Christian doctrine did not appear until Jerome's production of the Latin Bible and Augustine's works almost 3 centuries later. Augustine wrote devotional prose. It was autobiographical. He worked to bridge boundaries between the geographical, theological, philosophical, and literary, and his narrative was a response to God, which later influenced writers such as Dante and Chaucer. Confessions is the story of one man's life in his own words, but it is also a confessional in the sense of being an account of one's sins. The story is addressed to God, but would-be Christians, after reading, might be able to trace the path of their own spiritual journey as a result of having read about the struggles of another. Key themes in Confessions are individualism, language, conversion, memory, wisdom, and motherhood. This concludes the lecture PowerPoint presentation for the Norton Anthology of World Literature.